Slayer is hungry, and when Slayer is hungry, Slayer comes. And we're here in beautiful West Hollywood for our lunch with Slayer. Hi, I'm Gary Davis, your one-man mobile Steadi-Cam reporter, and Slayer should arrive here any minute. Any minute, we should be looking at Slayer. This is exciting. Could we have found Slayer?
Hey Gary, how are you?
Hello. The big exit from the big limo. Now, is this the American Recordings official limo?
Nope.
No, because I noticed it has a license plate. License plate says music on it.
Music 5.
A nice view of those head tattoos there.
So this is Gary Davis. He's the writer for the LA Reader.
I am your one-man mobile Steadi-Cam reporter for the day.
This is video?
Jeff,
Jeff's over that way.
Jeff, hi.
What's up?
And Karen. Okay, now Tom, we've talked before.
Yeah, we have.
We talked on the phone and we met at the party.
Yeah.
The party which propelled Slayer onto my top 10 list last year.
Which you talking about Magic Castle with?
Yeah.
I don't remember too much of that night.
Oh, really?
All I know is that I went in with these guys and that was the last I saw of them.
We'll switch to the external mic now.
Everybody ready? That's pretty cool. I like it. We got a view thing right there.
Yeah. What is that from Bobby?
That's pretty cool. Did I hear you from the LA Reader? Oh, do you know David Finnegan?
No.
Oh, he's a reporter.
Oh, did you hear that?
So I guess we need menus?
Yeah, I'll get him.
I thought he was a waiter.
Who would have seriously insulted him, I think. No, and when I said, did you
Yeah,
hear
you're a
that?
waiter. We want your
The
woman.
guy was dropping names. You know Toto? I said, oh, did you hear that? You know when they drop, someone drops a name? Did you hear that?
No, I don't know anyone at the Reader except myself. People ask me all the time, do you know? I said, no.
Yeah, coming up.
Like people probably ask you, oh, you're in Slayer, do you know Carrie? And you say, no, never heard of him, right? It's a nonsensical joke.
Say it again?
Said people probably, when they find out you're in Slayer, they go, oh, do you know Carrie? And you say, no.
That's the joke, though. That's the joke. I get it now.
No, you would be the new member of Slayer.
Hello.
That is me.
Newspaper.
Zoom in.
I already know what I want.
Super waffle breakfast.
Now, tell us again your name.
I'm sorry?
Your name?
John Deddy.
John
Deddy.
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 And you are the drummer.
That is me.
Okay, I guess we can look at the menus for a minute.
That was
Go for it. Take your
Toad
time.
in a hole.
2 TT.
Do you guys want anything to drink?
Yeah, they have really good beers here. I think. Yeah,
They have the biggest beer list on the planet.
Bear. Do you have any deprivation?
The beer list's on the wall, actually. The draft ones are on the front, and the bottled ones are inside.
I always get the same thing.
One waffle. Two waffles.
What do you do?
I always get chili fries. They have like awesome food.
They make it good.
This is nice.
Together.
What?
This thing is
Is that I said it would be noisy. They can't even hear me when I talk to them.
No, I just think they're,
Oh, deaf from too much loud music? Is that it?
I'm sorry, man. I can hear you. Just in these restaurant environments, I didn't sound like.
Yeah, it's so noisy here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably heard I had suggested a quieter one, but I understand that you do not eat Chinese food.
they weren't into it.
I eat whatever tastes good.
Carrie wasn't into it.
Yeah, blame me.
You're our veto man.
It's all right. I'll take the heat.
I fight the ass of the newsfire.
Yeah, well, you won't see me picking up a fight.
If it tastes good, I'll eat it. Breaded spice Cajun. What's that beer thing?
We're going to take a brief break from the interview while we finish ordering.
Hot wings. Woohoo!
There you go, Carrie.
World's greatest French fries. How do they know?
Well, it's only the world's second greatest chili, so you have to hope their French fries are better than the chili. It says right on the menu, second best chili.
Does it really?
It does. I don't know where because I haven't been here in a while.
Fuck, I would.
South of the border.
Their burgers are good.
Yeah. Hot sandwiches. Chicken or beef sandwiches.
50 billion burgers.
I've never seen one of these for the mini disc ones. It's pretty cool.
Wow, what is that? Famous Slayer mini disc. This is your new album on mini disc.
That's a mini disc?
The first.
That's cool.
See, the reason we had to do this, she sent me a cassette, and I don't really have the facilities to listen to a cassette, so I put it on a mini disc, so then I could take it with me jogging. It's hard to do with one hand here, but see if we pop the mini disc into the slot. It goes the arrow in first. Let's see.
I'll be right over, guys.
Yeah, okay.
Can you record on that?
Yeah, that's the point of it. It's a recordable. And see, it even says the name of the band.
Oh, wow.
Technology. No idea.
Oh, hey, waitress. Hi.
Are you all set?
No idea.
Would you like something to drink while you're deciding? You know, you're really not supposed to have drinks from outside in here. You may throw it away.
If you must.
Actually, we'd like you to preserve it.
So you're not supposed to have it, so I really should. Alright.
Sounds good.
Anybody want?
Oh, I'll have a drink then.
Okay. Niall need one.
Diet Coke.
There you go.
Diet Coke.
Coke.
Drink?
I'll have black and tan.
This is pretty neat.
Yeah.
Diet Coke.
Did you see how it came up and it said Slayer?
Yeah.
Oh, you put.
How
It
did
actually it sort of scrolls Slayer across it when you first start. Here, let me show you this. Let's see.
That's way cool.
so
Control.
Okay, here, check it out. See, it's
Oh,
Slayer.
there it is.
Little control you can. That's where you plug your headphones into.
Wrong way. See, the word Slayer scrolls across the screen.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
So did you have to program that in then? That's
Yeah.
Is there a lot of little discs? Are those easy to find?
Sony wanted them to be the new format, but it's because it's $600 for that little machine, they're not selling quite as well as Sony had hoped.
Wait till next week.
Yeah, it'll be $100.
Well, they reduced it from 1,000, so this is their big price reduction.
It's like a recorder. You can record on it.
Really?
Yeah, you're recording on a CD. Disc.
So what's
You can record on a CD.
You can change the track.
You can record on what, blank CD?
Yeah.
A blank mini disc.
Mini disc. Blank mini disc. And they have machines where you can burn your own CD. That's something I want to get into so I can put the shit that I have on the computer on the CD. So if you know how you have the Sega disc thing? I can hand you that and you can see the pictures that I put on my CD. Like I can make my own CDs with pictures and stuff, and you can watch it and it'll work on your CD player because it does visual and audio. No, I want to. I want to get a CD, a CD player. If I can put shit on there. That's what I want.
Now I heard you guys were going to come here and get drunk, and then 3 of you ordered Diet Coke. So I want to know what's up with that.
They have liquor here?
We're supposed to come here and get drunk.
They don't have liquor
We're
here.
gonna have lunch.
Well, this is your PR agent dispensing these rumors, so.
I didn't dispense any rumors.
I suggested Dalt's. Very many times. In like an hour's time. Didn't help though. Then we would have seen some
They got a full bar.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, amazing.
Aside from all the beer,
They've got
I'll drink something after I eat that.
great stuff.
I don't.
Where'd that come from?
Well, this is all beer. I thought maybe they'd have some alcohol.
They have everything here.
All right. We'll get creative later.
Everything.
Wow. No, I got interviews to do. Right? I got one to do.
It's like
Well, that makes me more
Going
candid.
down
Potato skins.
I don't want to be all.
That'll make me more candid. Like I need to be.
You got a few hours before that. You got 2.5 hours.
Well, this is a pretty cool toy. You can put it away now. Well, is it good? It sounds really good.
It does.
No idea what to look at.
And then my other thing I did here
so busy. I'm
is,
I don't even know
see, we got that,
Got 5 million
Right.
breakfasts over here.
Slayer writing, yeah.
Hot dog. Vegetative.
There we go.
Back
I'll show you how I did that. I don't know if you've seen this, but Slayer is now an official font on that font set.
You believe that?
Used to be called Ironwood.
Where is it?
Where is it?
It's in alphabetical order. It's down there.
All right.
Regular italic. I saw that. What's this? Windows.
I don't want anything on that page.
Typecast case. Is that what you
Came
had?
from, I think, Egghead Computer Store. $10.
$10. I wonder who did that. Who's in charge of stuff like that?
I think fonts, you can copyright the name but not the style, so anyone can pick up a style and give it their own name. I mean, overlooking the fact it's your name.
Oh, no. You know why? Because what was it called?
Ironwood.
Ironwood. That's what we've seen that described as. That's why, and I should say Ironwood, you shouldn't say Slayer.
Well, if they called it Ironwood, they would have had to pay those people a royalty. By calling it something else,
Put a different title on it, it's theirs.
right, you can take a font and just give it a different title and own it.
So he just stole that from us.
That's right.
Jerk. $10 a shot. Windows.
Well, you're one out of
That's a
100
lot.
fonts, so it's really, only 10 cents.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Windows. You know how many of those they sell? They're everywhere. Stick with a Mac.
It's good.
Serious. It's really cool. I want to start getting into effects and stuff. I want to talk to you about some stuff. What they kind of do, cool do. That'll be later though.
You know, Tom, one of the
No.
best discoveries of the Hubble telescope,
Yeah.
they found there are like billions of more galaxies than we previously knew, and each one has billions of stars. So I'm thinking that there is a chance that somewhere out there is a place where Windows is not the dominant operating system.
I was a kid. I thought
I had no idea that he was going there. Yeah, well,
I was in the bathroom the whole time.
they probably got that shit in their brain already, so they're not too concerned about windows. I think I'm gonna have a Cajun chicken sandwich.
Okay.
If they don't have it, they can make it. That's
Gary?
one.
Okay, we
You
got
get it for
one.
free if it's something they don't have on the menu.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
That would be a good idea. Okay.
So whose idea was it to do the punk rock cover album?
Who was it? Which one do you?
Volunteers, anyone?
I'm not copping to it.
We're asking whose idea it was to do a punk rock cover album.
Mine?
He's the one.
I'll take the heat.
Now, in reading the press release, it mentioned that you actually wrote 2 of these so-called punk rock songs back in the 80s. Wait, it was me. I wrote the songs. I wrote the whole album.
It's pretty good.
Nah, Jeff wrote those.
Jeff.
Yo.
Oh, okay. Is that what it said? Jeff.
What?
You wrote the so-called punk rock songs that are...
Yeah, I had about 10, 12 laying around. And we decided since we were doing this record, we might put a couple of my songs on it.
Okay, let's just order real quick.
Are you in a hurry?
I'm hungry.
She's in a hurry to get back to her office and go like this.
Funny, that's what I did there.
Are you guys all set?
By the time it gets around, that might be.
Yeah. I'll get potato skins.
Sorry, I didn't know you were the
Guacamole. Spicy ones, whatever they are.
Don't have me hurt.
And Szechuan chicken salad.
Maybe that code's awfully good. That's too early for that much.
Can you make a Cajun chicken sandwich?
Cajun chicken sandwich? Yeah. Yeah, we have one, we have a Cajun chicken melt that has like cheese melted on it too. Just like that.
No cheese.
No cheese? Okay.
It's a Cajun though, right?
Kill me. Okay. You're gonna have to pay me for this. No, I'm just kidding.
I thought it was free.
Can you put avocado on there? That's what's nasty.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. And some.
I already ordered.
Okay, right. What do you
You're like,
Okay. Does it matter what kind of cheese or just American?
American's fine.
Market.
American.
BLP.
BLT?
fries.
French fries and buffalo wings. How many buffalo wings do I get?
It's a pretty big plate. I don't know exactly how many. Probably about 10, maybe 12.
Does this sandwich come with anything besides just?
It comes with coleslaw and pickles.
Double
You know
up
what?
on-
It
double up on
does
the
come with
pickles.
French fries.
Double up on the pickles.
Okay, it does come with French fries though too. Is that cool? Thank you much.
Let's take a smaller French fries.
Oh, I'm sorry. Forgot about you.
And I did order a Diet Coke,
Didn't
I
even
think.
look over.
We did order something.
Just a regular order of French fries, you say?
Yeah.
Fire in the world.
And we're really thirsty.
I had a drink. Got confiscated.
Yeah, I did, didn't it?
Now, what have you been doing? Riding around in a limo. Where'd you go before here?
We tried to go to Dalt's.
Now, what's Dalt's?
It's the bar
place
that's
than this.
it's the bar that's right underneath American Recordings where we were to start with. Yeah, you're not gonna hear the end of this all day. Probably all week.
Yeah, it was just there. 2 minutes away.
And they were really slow, so it's probably quiet.
In fact, one of the guys came in and said, "Yeah, it's really quiet. Nobody's in there right now."
So we had
So
to
we
ride
just
her.
kind
a
of like
little bit
looked
about
over and said,
that. See?
It's my fault.
I told you.
"I told you, man."
We'll draft
No, we need Jeff for what is that? CMJ.
MJ.
What is that?
MJ, right?
MJ,
MJ12?
MJ12 kind of thing. We went there, did an interview. I'm sure they were doing interviews.
So what's that?
I have no idea. All I know is that we sat in a room and there was a table and it seemed like we were like just having a casual conversation with this guy sitting there going like, dude, and then it was done.
What was MJ?
What is MJ?
It's a national syndicate radio show.
So what does MJ stand for? I know we were there. I don't. Did you get it?
Old Deadhead Draft. I think that's some killer names. World's largest bottles of beer.
Let's go there. It's beer, right?
No, Jeff.
Horse and donk.
They'll have a Foster Valley.
I was looking at
Because Foster's
various materials. Yeah, obviously you're not only the guitarist, but you also wrote a large percentage of the Slayer music.
New Jersey or something.
For some reason, I've never heard of you before. I think of Slayer as being Tom and Perry. Now, are you like a less vocal, out there member of the band, or was I just not paying attention?
I usually hide from the press. Don't really like it. Don't care. I like writing music. I write the music, and when it comes time for interviews, stuff like that, I usually try to run until they catch me.
Columbia. Third world countries.
Where did you get the idea first to write fast, heavy music?
Probably from punk. Because I don't know, when that scene broke out, the first thing I noticed about it was the aggression and the speed. So I listened to punk for years before Slayer, and then when we got together with Slayer and we were writing our own stuff, naturally the speed came out in the music.
So Slayer started about 83, is that right?
82, 83, yeah.
And punk only started about 77, 78?
Yeah.
So what were some of the bands you were listening to at the time?
Bag this year.
Probably a lot of the stuff we covered on this album. That's scary. Dead Kennedys, Black Flag, all that stuff. There's tons of it.
Actually, there is no Dead Kennedys or Black Flag on this album, is there?
No, well, we couldn't do everybody.
Was there like some bands? Excuse me. We could interview you guys, but since I'm desperately trying to get the sound to work in a noisy environment, having two conversations at once is...
I'm sorry.
Sorry. We'll be quiet.
He'll bust out the whip in a few minutes.
Thank you. I hate to interrupt, but I'm just, you know...
I'm sorry. You're doing a good job delegating this whole thing. You know.
Now I started to ask, were there some bands you wanted to use that you couldn't get permission for?
No, we already picked the bands we wanted to do. We didn't even worry about that until later. Yeah.
And most of them, if you could even find them, were probably very happy with the idea.
Yeah, happy with the money.
Someone have a nice day.
Let's see. I'm going to put this back in my box to get it out of the way before the food comes. Here, please, and there.
Okay. Another Diet Coke?
Here.
Last diet.
Huh?
Yes, you want diet, right?
One more diet?
That's a Coke.
Oh.
It's upstairs.
All right, who's gonna wear it?
What are you drinking?
Nothing.
Yes.
And liking it.
Now, it's funny because a few years ago metal was really big and punk was like underground. And now punk is really big. And metal's not actually underground, but it's just not, it's not a dominant force in the music industry right now.
Well, if you talk about us, I think we've always been underground to a certain extent. We've never really been huge mainstream, thank God. I mean, we don't sound mainstream, so I guess that's why we're not. But I think we're underground. We'll always be underground to a certain extent.
Sure. But they're treating you guys more like rock stars now, right? I mean, it's riding around in the limo thing.
Yeah, well, yeah. What do you
We're
mean?
paying for it.
That's just so they get us all in one spot at the same time. Otherwise, we'll trickle in throughout the day.
Well, I mean, like, don't you have a little compact car that would have fit Slayer?
No.
No.
She answered your question.
I don't think she wants us in her car.
Exactly.
Which of you met Rick Rubin first?
None of us.
None of us.
None of us.
None of us.
He didn't sign you? There was some other guy at American? Or it was probably called Deaf American?
It was Def Jam at the time.
Def Jam at the time.
A guy named Scott was the one that Scott knew of the band. Rick, Rick really liked the band. So one night we were playing in Lemore's, and Scott brought Rick out and goes, hey guys, we had known Scott, but that was just, we didn't know that he was working for a label. I got someone I want you to meet. So he brought us back and he introduced all of us to Rick Rubin. So we all met him at the same time. It was in the back of the dressing room in Lemore's in Brooklyn.
So you met him you weren't playing at the time?
Yeah, we were playing the gig there.
So he did hear your...
Yeah, he saw us at the gig, and that was when we were doing that Hell Awaits. We were touring for Hell Awaits. Because it was right after that we signed with Rubin and did Rain and Blood.
And now, he's not worked with you as far as production on any of the albums, has he?
Yeah, he hasn't. He's kind of stepped in and said, and then walked out. That's about it. Saying things are cool. That's about it. But yeah, we've been doing it ourselves with whoever's engineering. Kind of like it that way.
So you think if bringing in, say, Bob Rock would be a mistake to maintain speed metal in the music?
They can bring in whoever they want. When things they usually end up our way. And if you don't agree, sorry.
Some people would say South of Heaven was a little slower than... Hi, switch to the side of the room.
Jeff.
Jeff or Carrie. Some people would say that South of Heaven was a little slower album, and then with Divine Intervention you went back to being full speed Slayer. Was there a deliberate experiment there, or just how you felt that year, or what?
I don't know, for me, whenever it comes time to writing songs, I don't plan out ahead. I just do whatever I feel like playing at the time. If it's good, we use it. If it's not, there's no huge master plan about a record.
No, Carrie, you disagree? You think there is a huge master plan?
No, master plan cracked me up.
Let's take a look at your... we had to stop and erase that last little bit because Slayer did something so evil that we couldn't show it. That's not true, by the way. Okay. Let's see, what were we talking about? The roots of Slayer. You guys ever listen to other bands?
Everybody does.
You guys listen to a lot of Slayer?
Yeah, I listen to Slayer.
Like, when you go home, you say, I want to hear an old Slayer album just to remind me, or...
Yeah, sometimes. But I listen to Yes.
So you listen to Yes?
To Yes?
No, what did you say you listened to?
To Us.
Us.
Is there a band called Us?
There should be.
What?
What other bands do you listen to?
I'm not one to put stuff in, but usually people do. And what I've been listening to, what they've been putting in, Ministry.
Happy birthday. Sorry.
Ministry, 9 Inch Nails, Swear. What else?
What about Sepultura?
I heard the newest album. The ones that I heard. Did you listen to them? Did you hear it when they played at the club that night? Sepultura.
Oh yeah.
Did you listen?
I think I was somewhere else.
Because what I heard I didn't like. Just that one song was cool, but the next one I was kind of like.
I don't remember much about that night.
And so yeah, it's slow, it's heavy.
Cool.
The one song that Roots, Bloody Roots.
Right to Fred song.
Yeah.
What about the earlier Sepultura when they were fast and heavy?
When they were fast
Did you ever
and heavy?
listen to this and say, this reminds me of another band?
It just sounded like an extension of other albums that we've done. That's what my opinion on
Other albums that you've done?
Yeah, that we've done. An extension of it. Or their attempt at an extension of it.
Oh, here's a question. This is not for me, but for a friend of mine. What do you think of Simon Le Bon?
Simon Le Bon, where have I heard that?
Took that Duran Duran.
Duran Duran.
I think he's a big homo.
What do I think of him? I don't. I don't think of them at all. I don't. Dude, that's why I had to ask you who the hell he was. I recognize the name, but it's like I have.
Just making sure. Okay.
What? What?
There's a local public access show that asks everyone what they think of Simon Le Bon.
I don't think
I think they're giving him too much credit for nothing.
Well, he did save someone's life, you know that?
You did?
Oh yeah. He was a sailor. He had a sailboat and it flipped over.
In Rio?
Yeah, real life.
No, in Rio.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I guess it wasn't real. I don't know, but he was on a boat and flipped over without friends, and he
Was her name Rio, and did she dance on the sand?
Oh, you know that song.
I knew what you said the first time.
I used to watch MTV.
Oh, that's a good subject. MTV. What do we think of MTV?
MTV is a bunch of homos. I like this guy.
Yeah, whenever you have anything derogatory to say, that's what it is.
That wasn't me. That was him. That wasn't me. That was him. What?
Well, MTV has played Slayer videos.
They
Or
had.
they changed their format.
And you wouldn't really expect them to be all Slayer all the time.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Why can't they play Slayer all the time?
You don't have enough songs. Well, more specifically, you don't have enough videos. How many videos does Slayer have? No more than 4?
5, dude.
Well, the reason not to do videos because nobody ever plays them.
Exactly. That's why we don't do videos. Because they won't play us, period. It doesn't matter what we do, they will not play us. And for the little times they do play us, it's on Beavis and Butthead. And that's not even the complete video, it's only a clip of the video. And you don't, you get more of them going, saying some marketable stuff.
Have you thought in terms of doing a video for the new album?
Yeah, we were thinking about it, but that's about it.
Someone has potato skins?
Yeah. All right.
And I guess the rest of us don't get fed. You ordered the lucky number, all the things everyone else ordered they're out of.
Schooner taters.
Now I have a serious
That doesn't look
question.
like potato skins.
Some kind of hollowed out
Looks like a hollowed out canoe.
canoe, exactly.
Hey, look.
I had a concern after listening to the new album that some of the songs had certain racist bent to them.
What songs?
Okay, well the first song,
Gee, I wonder which songs.
it my hearing of the words, it starts out with disintegrate you Jew or Jew bastard, disintegrate Jew bastard.
Boy, you're pretty fucking creative, aren't you?
Okay, what's
Fiction sure
your take on it?
What's the word on that one?
Disintegrate, you bastards.
You Jew bastard.
So you don't hear the word Jew. When I listened to it, I had some.
I say disintegrate, you bastards.
You. Say you several times.
You. Disintegrate, you bastards.
Okay, that's not what it sounds like on the record. It must be the production, the people at the studio tricked
No.
you up. No. Okay.
Pretty good.
What's wrong?
I have to give you credit for that.
Yep.
That is a good one. That's good. No, it's just disintegrate, you bastards.
Well,
Do you know what that
Chico's-
song's about?
No. You tell me.
Do you know what it's about?
Is that the one that?
Singing about their fans, I think.
Yeah, that's. Can't think of the first line.
Disintegrate, you bastard. I've done overdose, doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
One time, what about you? Don't bother me a bit.
My body is a
all
weapon
you
and
get.
mine is in decay. And all you stupid assholes are here to see me play. Disintegration. Disintegration.
No, it says all Jew stupid assholes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
As you can see, our plan to defeat all of Slayer has failed. Only the new member gets fed. I'm sorry, your name again? I forget already.
John.
But John.
You forget already.
John, how did you become a member of Slayer?
That's me while my mouth's full. I've been sitting here for a half hour. I get fucking a mouthful of food. John! I'm sorry. What was the question?
How did you become a member of Slayer?
Well, I came down, I tried out, and things worked out, and that's how it happened. You know?
So you guys held auditions?
Yeah. Yeah. And we, you know, you go with the group.
Were you playing speed metal before Slayer? So you already had a double bass in your kit before Slayer?
Yeah. No, he actually had 3, but we told him it's too much. That he should only keep 2.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty cool.
More food.
BLT.
I said, this sounds like a good gig, but I need to play 2 bass drums, so I'll just come in there and...
Salad? Szechuan salad?
I said, salad.
Let's go with the salad.
Salad.
Oh my god.
Chili cheese fries? Okay, you want regular fries?
Here.
Chunky sauce. Chicken enough?
Yeah.
Cajun chicken?
Yeah.
Okay. Hot wings? Another meat fries.
So John.
Speaking of drummers, whatever happened to Dave?
He died.
You wish.
He died. I don't wish.
Well, then he wouldn't go around talking about you if he was dead, right?
If he had any sense to talk about us, he'd shut up because he's so full of shit. So there. Yeah, let's start a fight with Dave. What else can you tell me about
Dave's got
Dave?
his own band going. If you didn't know that, I didn't know
Yeah.
he did that.
Still haven't heard it.
You ain't missing nothing.
You haven't heard it? So you caught that, right?
Actually, the best song on Dave's new album is his instrumental.
I haven't heard it, so I don't know.
What did you write the lyrics?
First song is drum instrumental.
The drum.
Can it say anything about getting beer and going out meeting chicks? No.
He didn't write it.
Wow, forgot about that.
Remember that?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Go to the local liquor store and buy myself a beer.
I ask in part because I think the drum sound is like a very important part of the Slayer sound. You know, it's like the speed of the drums is the base of the whole thing. And when you first decided that you were going to have to find a new drummer, were you concerned that it wouldn't sound like Slayer anymore?
Not at all. Because the songwriting has always been me, Jeff, and Tom. Had nothing to do with Dave. Paul, when he was in the band, contributed a little bit to the lyrics. But we come in, we know what we want in the song, and we turn the drummer loose, say, you play this, but do whatever else you want to it. You know, and we still, you know, it comes down to what we want. It always has. So when Dave left, we just had to find a guy that could play like Dave. When Paul left, we had to find somebody with the same intensity or more. So that's a big issue because all the music comes from us. Always has.
Always will.
That's the first real answer you got from me today.
First real answer I got from anybody.
That's why you got that
And I always
answer.
thought of Dave, you know, growing up playing drums, I always thought of Dave like, Dave was like basically one of my main influences growing up as a kid.
It's still frozen.
And
So you were probably actually playing Slayer at home long before you joined the band.
so it's, you know, just growing up and playing that style, it's you know, coming into Slayer, it's been pretty natural as far as when they come up with the songs and I need to come up with drum fills and stuff. I'm kind of going on that focus of keeping that element, so to speak, going on. So I'm not so much trying to come in and change different, you know, it's like when I get a chance to do drum fills, I'm going to go and do something like, you know, like what Lars Ulrich would do, or Charlie
Good
Benante
choice.
would do. Yeah, but you know, Dave's definitely got a distinct style in his drum rolls. That's where his style comes out, and I think a lot of people know that. You know, he's held as one of the greats. And
Well, when you play Slayer live, which I guess hasn't really happened yet, right? Will you try to copy Dave's drum rolls, or will you go with your own?
well, it's not so much that I'm going to try and copy his rolls, it's that's the way that the song, you know, if I changed the way the drums were played,
It wouldn't
like
be the same
changed
song.
you know, it's just like if, you know, a different singer came into a band and tried to change lyrics, you know, it'd be changing the song, so it's not so much coming in with my own style. It's just playing the songs the way they're played. As far as writing new material, yes, my focus is going to be to you know, as far as how Dave played, I think that's my focus coming in, you know. But I think I'd like to take on, you know, take on where Dave left off. You have to keep going through it anyway. And go, you know, take it to the next step.
What are your touring plans right now?
But for some reason, I feel like I have to call mine now. Well, as of like, we have things that we might do in Europe because of scheduling. I'm gonna be saying might to all of this. Sometime in the middle of June and stuff. We'll be doing some shows out in Europe. Haven't seen anything finalized yet, but that's what it's looking like. But from what I understand, you know, like when we initially did this record, we didn't really think we were going to do anything. We were just going to go in and start working on new material. You know, and then you know, we've gotten offers from people saying, you know, do these festivals, do this, do that, and it's like, well, I guess we'll just have to prepare for it.
Now, did they ask you to headline Lollapalooza first before they asked Metallica? No?
They never asked us to do that. They wouldn't even ask us to play a Lollapalooza.
They're crying because Metallica's playing. Harry Farrell's crying.
I'm not associated with it anymore.
I'm a drag wild.
Have you started thinking about a new album?
Got songs. So obviously we're thinking about it.
Is there any message that one should get from Slayer songs?
Yeah, don't try to put a message on it. Really? I ain't joking. I mean, just take music for what it is. I mean, when I was a kid, listening to music, I didn't care what they said. I could care less. I like the song, and later on, if I found out what they said, I'm like, wow. So what? That's it. I mean, I think too many people try to put meanings into songs that have no meaning, and that's where a bunch of these journalistic conflicts come from.
You've been doing interviews, phone interviews this afternoon?
I'm gonna do something this afternoon.
What are like some of the, other than my question about Jew Bastard, what are some of the stupidest questions that people ask you in interviews?
That was the number one today.
That about takes the cake on that one.
That was pretty good.
Are you Jewish?
Yes.
Talk to Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a problem with the Angel of Death?
No, I never did. I mean, it didn't seem to be in favor of him.
Tell the Germans that.
Maybe you should sit there one day and say that you forgive them so they can like move on.
No, I think my interpretation always of Slayer lyrics was that they were too far out to be taken literally. You know, you wouldn't, it's sort of like a don't try this at home kind of thing. Whereas on the punk lyrics, it's more real world.
Well,
But I think in some way I can see how pessimistic.
I can see that with the earlier albums. But I think on the line, it's more on social topic. Yeah.
Is it? What sort of social topic?
Well, the ditto head. You know, ditto head.
What is a ditto head?
You don't know what a ditto head is?
I mean, you're referring to Rush Limbaugh's?
What's that?
Rush Limbaugh?
Yeah, it says ditto head, right? They're ditto heads, right? But the song was... That song was... it's not about Rush Limbaugh.
Is it about his fans?
We just didn't have a name for it, and that was just a title we made up for it, ditto head.
Okay, that's what I thought. That had nothing to do with that, which is why...
And then we decided we'd leave it ditto head. It's really not, it has nothing to do with the song. You know, it was just a working title, and it just stayed. But I mean, you know, that covers topics of the day. You know.
Seemed like extreme views of something you'd catch on a Limbaugh show. So that was me and Jeff were watching Limbaugh a lot back then. So I came up with Ditto Head. And everybody's like, eh, but nothing suited it better.
You know,
So it stuck.
Those are new songs, you know, on this new album. It's like the first time Carrie's kind of like written songs like that. So yeah, in the first earlier albums, yeah, it's kind of extreme, tripped out, crazy, it's like, oh man. But you know, as we've gone on, we've gone more onto more realistic things. So, you know, I mean, it could, you know, my favorite topics are obviously murder. But I'm writing more on a realistic level.
Which means what?
Exactly what I just said.
Do you think Axl Rose is jealous of Charles Manson because Manson could murder people and Axl can't? I mean, would you have that feeling that you wish that you could get away with something like that so you didn't have to just sing about it?
He's like a cool person.
I really give it thought. I don't think about killing people.
Well, you said murder is one of your favorite subjects, so you must think about it a lot.
It is my favorite subject. Isn't that what I said?
Yes.
Were you throwing words in there or something?
No, I said you said murder was your favorite subject, so you must think about it a lot.
Yeah, when I sit down and work on stuff, I'll sit there and focus on it and end up being that way for about a month. Just in that frame of mind. And then when I'm done with the song, just get out of it. But I never, you know, it'd be something I guess interesting to do. But you know, I'm a person of rational mind. Yeah. And you know, I know what the consequences are, so I don't do it. So in my mind, I've done it over and over and over. And it's pretty fulfilling, but I don't think I'd really express it in any other way but my mind.
What do you guys think of Slayer fans?
Undisputed attitude. That too.
Do they go too far?
Not at all. I mean,
Like that? Not at all. Not far enough.
yeah, I mean, what do they do that could be thought of as too far? I know what you're going to say. So go ahead.
He's asking questions.
Well, I would think listening to a Slayer record more than twice in a row, too far.
That's too far? No,
I'm joking.
certainly not too far then.
No, I was just trying to come up with a ridiculous answer for you. Well, I think I heard one of you say that you would not get in the pit with Slayer fans. It's a little too wild.
I wouldn't get in the pit, period.
Okay.
Any pit. Because I know what will happen. So I'll just avoid it. You know? You know, that's just me though. Anybody else in the Slayer pit? You were in a pit?
Right after Clash of Titans scored. Walked right on my ass on the first circle.
Everyone has a choice.
I mean, like some guys in bands will jump into the pit with their fans.
Easy.
Well, the reason I won't do that is because I got to get on stage the next night and play, and if I break my hand, I ain't going to be playing. So that's the only thought I put into it. Looks pretty cool, but I'd go off too much myself and probably hurt myself.
That's something that happened to Dave. One of the reasons why I don't do that either is because Carrie, I remember we were playing in the Moors. And at the end of the show, Dave would always like jump into the crowd. So Dave this night jumps into the crowd, and they're like, you know, everybody's like, and then they try to push him back on stage, right? And the guy that was watching the stage thought he was a punter, thought he was one of the kids, and punched him in the nose. So That's why I won't go in the audience, because I look too much like them. And I'd have a hell of a time trying to get backstage and convince them that I'm the singer. Serious. Dave got punched in the face. Guy thought he was some kid in the audience trying to get on stage.
Did he apologize?
Dave was all like, "What?" His nose is bleeding, he's screaming and yelling. And he goes, "I fucking need it." And we walked. We're all like, "Good." Yeah. I sit there, you know, we come in. It's like he comes in. He's like, "Oh, what happened?" He goes, "Dude, punch me." Like, why? He goes, "Well, I went out into the audience. And I tried to get back on stage." And I sat there, thought, "Oh, okay." That explains it. You know, he came in yelling, screaming, and the guy came in and it's like, "Oh, I didn't know." And I sat there and looked at him and said, "You're a dick, man. You work here, you don't even know who the guys in the band are."
We were there a lot. They knew who we were. We just, you know, they're just, you know, headhunters.
How was that pepper? Too hot?
Do you ever think of life after Slayer? Or you think you're going to be doing this till you die?
I'll do it until it stops. And I'll concern myself about life then.
Sorry?
I'll concern myself about life then.
No.
Right now. I like what I do. You know?
Oh, really?
Get free time and you also get creative. Get to hang out.
Is that what makes it hot?
Drink beer and stuff. Pretty cool.
When is he going?
Yeah, baby. I'm gonna do 10.
Right here.
But in a way, you're very lucky that Slayer is a very popular band. I mean, you're underground, but you're probably the biggest underground band on the planet right now. Would you say that?
But I couldn't help it.
Makes sense. I mean, there's times like in the early '90s when, you know, it was much more. I don't know what the word is, but metal was more in fashion. It seems like since then we've just gone back to being big underground again, which is fine with me. That's how we got where we are anyway.
Now, don't you guys live in LA?
No.
No. You where do you live?
I live in Texas.
Texas?
Yeah.
You used to live in LA. Terry, you live?
Arizona.
And Jeff?
Riverside.
John?
San Diego.
Okay. So,
Good, I've enjoyed.
that must mean you all have to get together to practice and write songs and stuff.
I try to appreciate their life. I think of
You don't do it over the phone?
No,
MIDI?
you don't do it on the phone. But you send dates to each other.
the fact that they live. You know what I'm saying?
And then I really don't get involved until I have songs I can work with lyrically. You know, so they get together and do stuff. And then they send it. And then, you know, once I start coming up with ideas, I'll suggest to them to see what they think. And then I'll just continue doing my part while they do their part. Kind of like they start first, and then kind of like a step. I'd be a step behind them as far as working with each other and stuff.
Now, why not all live in the same place?
What?
Why shouldn't everyone in Slayer live in the same city?
We did. We just moved. You don't have to be in the city to get out.
Yeah, but you could have all moved to Texas together or something.
Well, we don't all want to live in the city. Yeah, we started here, and everybody gets their own ideas, and you know, want to live here, want to live there. I mean, there's no reason we have to live in the same town. So we still have our ties to LA, and we get here to rehearse. We come in, rehearse 4 or 5 days a week, and go home.
Did either of you grow up in LA?
We all did.
You all did. Okay, you all did. I knew Tom did. What part of LA, Kerry, did you grow up in?
Right around the street from him.
In
Huntington Park.
Huntington Park. And this was in what, the 60s?
60s, 70s.
70s?
Oh yeah, for you.
Yeah, I was living in another city, but when I moved there, I was like, like 70, 76, 75 or something like that. And he lived right down the corner from me. And then Dave lived like 3 blocks from Kerry. So we all lived right in the same neighborhood.
Didn't even know it.
Jeff and Kerry were a tryout. They were trying out for a band. Isn't that right, Kerry?
Jeff, how do you feel that where you grew up influenced the anger in the music? And was it a rough neighborhood?
Not really.
Did you feel threatened?
I grew up in Long Beach. It was just,
Open up black music.
well, it was by Compton.
Now it is Compton.
Right now it is Compton, yeah. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even know what the question was.
Well, the question was how growing up influenced, the guitar style. Like, let's say in your high school, there were probably a lot of other long-haired kids at the time, right?
A few.
And so, were you part of that scene at all, or were you a loner?
I hung out with like the popular kids, so I was like the only long hair there. And all the long hair kids were usually stoners, and they were in their own group. So I didn't hang around with many long hair.
So you didn't grow up as a stoner?
No.
No. Has there ever been drug problems with Slayer?
Nope.
There's many bands that like
you I
Dave.
would've
He
done
wasn't kicked out for drugs or something.
What's that?
Dave didn't have a drug problem.
Not
that we could tell.
Yet.
Yeah,
If
some
he
other
did,
problem.
he had other problems. But no.
Because certainly, especially in like the 60s and the 90s, a lot of bands playing not heavy music but interesting music were having drug problems.
Interesting music.
I don't think that you could play this type of music any other way than to be completely in shape and healthy. I mean, we're all at the gym, working out, eating right.
Okay, now that comment requires a slight look. Well, you're eating a salad, sort of, but okay, eating right, no problem.
Well, you get what I'm saying.
And the gym you go to is a strip club.
Used to be.
That's your gym, right?
Right.
I've never been to a gym like that.
I'm drinking Diet Coke. Come on.
That's true. We are mostly drinking Diet Coke, which I never expected.
Well, I tried to get a drink, but we have to go.
Well, unless they want me to like sit there and blah 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 blah.
Drunk talk.
Good. I can put more on.
Have you guys ever thought of starting your own label and trying to find some other heavy bands, nurturing their careers?
Not interested. Because I have shit all over my face. I think it's glued on now.
That's that barbecue shit.
Oh, looks
No,
like
why? Well, for one,
You should have seen
it's like it's like I wouldn't want to deal with anything like that. I wouldn't want to have to sit there and be concerned about who's signing who and whether a band's doing good or not. And,
Has there ever been a band you heard that you said, I'd like to help these guys out, or just not your style?
never really heard anybody that I liked. And then the one band that I did, that I thought was kind of cool, they had already, they had just finalized a deal with someone. So,
What band was that?
Rage Against the Machine. I saw them at the.
fucking hate that band.
I saw them at the lingerie, and the guy was like, they played a show, right? They did a real good show. He didn't bullshit. He didn't do what he does now, which is stand there and bullshit the whole time, and then play maybe one or two songs. So when I saw them, they did a complete set, and they were energetic. They were really good. But
3 times a day.
But I kind of changed my opinion on them because of how they are. It just really kind of fucked up, because we never really had any kind of opportunities, and these bands get really, they get these opportunities to open for 50,000 people, and it's like, and they sit there and they feed you shit the whole time, and they don't even play their music. To me, it's like, to me, that's just like, we would never do that. Given the opportunity to perform in front of a huge audience, you shut your mouth and you play your music. That's important. People are there to hear your music, not to hear your shit. And that's important. They paid you money to see you play. So I kind of changed my opinion on them. I thought they were a great band, but after the stuff they've been doing, you know, as far as playing live and stuff. Oh man.
You guys toured recently with Machine Head.
Yep.
Did you choose that band, or?
Yeah, we were told not to, but we said no, we want them.
So what was it you liked about Machine Head? I mean, other than the obvious.
Carrie could stop talking about them.
Sorry.
Mask on, Carrie.
No, I like them.
They're obviously a loud, aggressive band.
They're the only new band that came out that had any attitude even closely resembling ours. I mean, they come out, they thrash around, got heavy songs, they don't care what people think. That's what it should be.
If you were like doing a show in Los Angeles tonight, what bands would you want to open for you?
Forever. It should eternally be the Slayer opening act.
Sorry, who?
Machine Head.
Machine Head, okay.
If I pick to open for somebody.
You know what? I don't concern myself with these, but you know, like you're saying that. Who would you have open? Pick a name. If I like them, I'll tell you. And that's it. I don't want to think about that. You know, I'd rather just think about what I do.
What do you guys do after the show?
Get mellow. We go in a room, we close the door, and we tell somebody we don't want to see anybody for an hour or so. Until we can like mellow out. So. Doesn't everybody do that?
I don't know. I've never played a show.
Yeah, you know, you gotta wind down. You know, you need time alone before you get on, and then you need time alone when you get off.
Do you enjoy touring, or if you could stay in one place, would that be more?
Well, I hate the traveling, the bus, the planes, and all the bullshit that goes on in between. I'd rather just play. And I think that's everybody's opinion on that one.
So you'd rather if the fans toured, if you played one venue every night and the fans were bussed in?
Yeah, that'd be great to me. We could do a month. They keep busting them in. That's it. Yeah. I was thinking we should do that. We should like set up a ticket program where if you buy a ticket, you get a bus ride. So if you're like out in the boonies and you need to get to a show, we'll have everybody meet in one central location. Film it. So whoever couldn't make it could see it on TV. It'd be a big thing.
Well,